Well, hi, Bob Allen here, head of the media department in our new infrastructure that we're working with Vintage Anacapa. But I want to introduce this special show that we've been doing for about a month and a half now. Good Morning Camarillo Seniors. It is geared towards seniors throughout Camarillo in many of the other facilities other than Vintage Anacapa, but specifically, that's what we're going to talk about today. Evidently, there was a meeting last week with a new infrastructure, and I'd love to have Bowie Brandt explain what that was all about.
All right. Well, it was called the Resident Committee. There were several people that had signed up to try and head the different departments of the activities that are going to be going on here at this facility, and some other issues that will be taking place, like health and welfare. Deb, I know they mentioned about the COVID testing. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? This is Deb Ferguson, guys. She's heading up the health. She's a retired nurse, and we feel very qualified having her here. What did they say about the COVID?
I'm going to be honest with you. I did not get I've been out of medication for my migraines due to insurance issues. I have had one headache after another, so I have not been able to follow up on that.
Okay. So what did we discuss? We mentioned something about free tests and having kits available here at the facility so that people don't have to drive to CVS.
Right.
And a lot of insurances will send you free tests, but it's kind of too late when you've got COVID already. You know, we gotta wait
Exactly.
2 weeks for the test to come. So,
Well, as long as you're wearing a mask and you're going out, like I went to Exeter Care right next to Trader Joe's yesterday and got tested. Unfortunately, it was a positive test. So we're doing as best we can. My symptoms are that I've been tired, but most insurances will cover that test. So you're getting somebody that's an expert in doing these tests that's going to do it for you rather than going out and spending $10 to $14
Right.
to have a test coming into your house and you've never done it before.
right. Yeah. Well, just getting their hands on it is good. Having worked with the school district, you know, it was at least a 14-day quarantine if you got COVID.
Yes.
You didn't even wear a mask. You stayed home is what it was. Don't touch anything out in the public, nothing. Even if you've got a mask on, you're still contagious. So, but having the boxes of COVID tests here and available, like a fire hydrant, a fire extinguisher on every floor, and having is it the AID? Is that what it's called?
AED. Uh-huh.
In a senior facility, I would think would be something that should be naturally available, especially the COVID tests in this day and age, you know?
Well, I reached out to our supervisor's office in the hope that we could obtain enough to give to all our residents on a continuing basis. And
Okay.
that's a good start for
Yeah.
what we want to try and do.
Yes, and it'll be a good example for future buildings. If they're going to build a senior facility, they need the AEDs and the COVID tests available for seniors. I mean, they have the fire extinguishers, but yeah, this other stuff is stuff they need to think about. Not to mention the parking as well for medical aides and PT people that come for seniors, and not just have for the apartment number, but have the extras for those people as well. Let's see what else was happening. We're going to be preparing flyers. They're still going to try to push the bulletin in the mail rooms that old school, stick your little note up on the bulletin and say, I'm available for dog sitting, or I need a handyman or whatever, that kind of stuff. We're still going to push it, even though management was not too happy about that, but we'll see what we can do. Then what else was it? Oh, the fitness and health group is taken off. The yoga people, Aria
Mhm.
had 2 yoga classes, and we're excited about that. I think it's wonderful that the seniors are getting up and moving and taking that exercise seriously, you know, because otherwise you just sit in front of the TV and veg, and then your muscles go nowhere, and then you can't even get in your grandson's car to go to dinner, you know, so let's keep it up. Let's see, what was it, Elaine? Oh, the garden has happened. We did the garden today, the lottery of the garden, safety and health, evacuation buddy. You want to talk about that, Deb? Remember that?
Well, there was a lot of discussion about that. And basically, what I had been hearing was that this is considered to be an ambulatory facility. And just like this is a perfect example, we just had power off for 24 hours. The elevators were not functioning because of the power outage. And I ran into a lady in the hall who was trying to use the elevator. And I explained to her that no, they're not going to work due to the outage. Basically, what I am gaining is people are going to have to be accountable for themselves, and they're going to have to find a way down the stairs. So we're going to have to do something about a buddy system, so we can check on our neighbors, because I know there are several on this floor where I am that are in walkers. One has a motorized wheelchair. Well, that's not going to go down the elevator. So,
Well, you know something, Deb, I don't mean to interrupt you,
no,
okay?
that's fine.
But Bowie and I were talking about yesterday. What Aaron told me was, why are the lights on in the corridors? Because they have their own generator here
Right, they
that's
do.
tied up to certain things. Well, I think it would be a very strong recommendation for us to tell them to add the elevators on for those people incapacitated, that the only way out of there, and it's not an emergency, maybe they have to go to the hospital or something, or the urgent care center. So this could be one of the things that comes out of our meetings, you know, as an improvement.
Yes. Yeah, we do. There was all the doors were locked except the front door and the breezeway door, but the other entrances, you couldn't get back into them. If you came down the stairwell and then you forgot, or you had a doctor's appointment and then had to come back home, those other doors were not available. They weren't open. And of course, the elevators, I don't know how much of a backup generator you're going to need to maneuver or operate elevators, because that thing was pumping all day long.
Oh, it was.
I heard it the minute it came on at 6:02 in the
It
morning,
was.
and it just labored all day. Of course, the electricity didn't come on until 12:30. So, but that's a point that we definitely need to, and Aaron has called a few people to find out what happened and what some of their circumstances were. So I don't know if when Jocelyn gets back, the management will actually go over some stuff with us. But that was a good run through, a very good timely thing to happen for us here at the apartments, because I know I had to go up and down those stairs 4 times. I didn't realize it, you know, and then I went, oh no, I have to go do this. I had to walk a dog. I had dog sitting to do, and then I had groceries, and other people had doctor's appointments they had to get to, and then climb back up those stairs. I'm on the 3rd floor, and the guy with the motorized little scooter, he had to lug that scooter up the stairs to the 3rd floor. So yeah, we got to think these things through and everything. So
Well, those are things that management has to look at as the possibility of it occurring again. And what can we do to help those people?
Yes, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
and of course, we were uncertain when the power was actually effectively going to come back on. My
Right.
neighbor is on oxygen 24/7, and I met her in the hall, and we decided that it would be best for her to get a backup tank sooner
Oh,
than later. And it's a good thing because the power did not go on until early the next morning.
that's right. And she only had 2 or 4 hours of oxygen for the whole day. So she was conserving it, and that wasn't good for her either. And she
No,
was having to go to the hospital. So yeah,
Well,
we got a plan.
even worse than that, this is something that's real important to all the people now, right?
Yeah,
Well, how do you charge it when the
that's
battery
right.
goes down?
That's right. You have to get in your car and go drive around somewhere.
you do.
Charge it. So yeah,
Well,
that's another thing, Avenue, maybe solar boxes or something that,
no, there's another product that basically it would hold the charge of 5 phones.
oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's great. Well,
And
give us some
what it is,
information.
it's a separate thing that your phone charges into, but normally it will go into the electricity box, okay? So it's charging whatever you got attached to it.
Okay, well, I know, iPatriot or Patriot something, they've got a lot of end times products or whatever that camping, mostly camping stuff. And they do have a solar charger that works pretty good. But of course, if the mist is coming in from Wainimi, we're not gonna have any luck with a
Yeah,
solar charger.
that's for sure. That's for sure.
All right, let's see what else. The evacuation buddy, uh, I don't know what the pulse point was about, but we also talked about uh, the municipal code having a police talk come here, or somebody talking about a tax credit building and what is the legal situations in a tax credit building. You know, what basically, how far can we go? Uh, Maxine, I think, stated she knows more about the compliance issues, so she's going to get back with us on the next meeting, which is either September, I think it's September 12th. September 8th is the picnic. So I think the meeting is the 12th, but we'll let you know that. Let's see. Yeah. I know it's kind of um private to mention if you need medical help, if there's somebody that could have a list, because I don't know if the management's going to have it, because they said we're supposed
Yeah.
you know, on our own. So I don't know if we can make a list to make sure that if we do have a fire drill and people are outside waiting, we have that list to check off who's here and who is not here, and maybe alert the fire department as to the apartments where people need help. That was the other thing that they wanted was, I know my daughter has a fire alert and it'll say 2 cats inside, right? So you want your cats to be saved as well as yourself. So if the fire department does come, you can have a little thing on your door that says, you know, wheelchair, or any complication, you know, that you would need your oxygen tank to be carried down the steps and stuff like that. So if they do come to the building, we've got a list of who needs what and who we could help possibly. Go running into the burning building like the Twin Towers. No, we have heroes here.
Yeah.
We talked also about having the game nights. A lot of people came up with games. So if you're good with games, my sister cheated so much when I was a kid. I don't play cards. I don't play games because she just right over my head, you know, my older sisters, they just ruined it for me. But they mentioned bingo, mahjong, Rubik's Cube, Scrabble. And in the game room, I'll broadcast from the game room sometime too to show everybody. I'm in the craft room. But and that was a thing too. There's lots of crafts that people want to try and have. So that's on the ticket. You know, if you want to do mahjong, there, I think it was Karen who was going to head that. Who was it? Karen was, I forget who's on the committee for the games, but I do have that list somewhere. I got so many things. Anyway, we'll get to people for sure and have signups down in the main room, in the main office area under the television that's there. And you could also hear from us here on KDTV. We'll let you know what's going on.
That's right. This is where you hear it.
Yeah.
And to that end, okay, one of the things that we talked about is a movie night. And
Well, yeah.
my thought is that I would love to do Some Like It Hot, which is one of my favorite movies with Jack Lemmon and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure people will enjoy that.
Well, the thing is that we're going to be able to get it even to people that can't get down to the room that we're broadcasting it in. In
Okay.
other words, we'll live stream so that if they can't get down there, they could watch it on kdtv.com.
Okay.
And
Good.
that's
That'd
what
be
we're,
fun. Now, there's only 12 seats down there, and I
Yeah.
don't think you may have to do a sign-up sheet or do a double showing. Be able to get a second group in there to see. I still want to see King Kong. I'm dying for the old King Kong with the drums, but it's going to be so much fun. It really is, Bob. And Bob's heading the media, so he'll be the one helping out doing the movies.
my thoughts is why not go into the main room near the offices where they have a television on the wall there.
The only thing with that is the echo. It was very hard to see when we first moved in here. They had a meeting in there and they showed a video up there and nobody could hear the bouncing. Well, and I used to work for, my sister was
Okay.
Fran Tate. She was an engineer, a recording engineer. The bouncing was just horrible. And it was really hard to hear. So the movie room is a little better because it's padded,
Okay, and what we can do is we could live stream it so people could watch it on their
Yeah.
computers
Yeah,
at
that's,
home.
yes. Yeah.
The other
So-
thing about meeting, okay, and that's one of the suggestions I thought I'd have, is coffee and donuts
Oh,
on Saturday morning.
I like that.
It's a
Yeah,
way when Elaine and I were living in Port Hueneme senior community, we started that good morning coffee and donuts on Saturday mornings. It is
Okay.
now going on 6 to 7 years since it started.
Who's supplying the donuts?
Yeah,
Well-
who's the funding for it?
The funding for it, $10 a week, I would spend it.
Oh, or donation too. We could have a donation.
Yeah,
Okay. I love that idea.
and then the coffee, there's a coffee pot there and they supply the coffee.
Yeah. All right. We'll
So
get that
these are
together.
these are the things I think to try and bring the community closer together.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's try that for this Saturday coming up. Definitely. All right. What else? Oh, music festival stuff. They talked about that. I don't know. I think that might be a little more to bite off, for having organized a music group to come outside and play but it would be nice. I'm not negating the idea. It's Scott Moyer and
Right.
Aria will head that up. For a music benefit or something where musicians will come and play and we'll have I don't know, a bring your own barbecue kind of thing, but we'll have music there and be able to meet and greet for that. What else was it? Oh, somebody mentioned the Manhattan Club. Oh, that was, he mentioned that also.
That was Scott, yeah.
Meeting at the Manhattan Club, meeting at a couple of places where it's Friday night cocktails or something at the such and such club if you want to do that. Again, and then what else? Oh, we talked about having the printer I wish they'd get the computers down there in the business room. I've got a shredder and a printer I can donate, so that would be great. And the games. And that was about it. Oh, there, and Jay mentioned the Santa Paula Ghost Walk. If people want to register for that, we'll find out how much it is. And it's been going on for years and years and years. So we'll have to do like a carpool or something to the Ghost Walk. And I think that's all I have. Of course, we've got the garden thing that just happened. So that'll be happening. And anybody else got anything else?
No, I think that we've covered an awful lot today.
Yeah.
And I hope that we start attracting more and more of our other residents so that we could start our Meet Your Neighbor
Mhm.
show, which, we all want to see, meet whoever wants to become one of our neighbors and would like us to know them.
Yeah, like what is it? Sister cities, only we're gonna have sister communities, senior communities, right?
You
Or
got
sister
that one
churches
right.
that they have. Yeah,
You
that'd be
got
great.
that one. Okay. I hope everybody enjoys today's show, and we'll be back next week.